Hello you guys, we're going out on a mission. We're gonna go for a little walk because we've been indoors for what, 4 days? 3 days? And we're just gonna take a break from the apartment and walk along the harbor. Hope to not see many people and being able to stay out of reach. It's weird being in this position because I think most of the world has been in longer lockdowns. But in New Zealand, the first lockdown didn't last too long, and we were in a position where I wasn't working, so I didn't have anywhere to go anyways. And now that we moved to Wellington, I had scheduled work in a craft market for the past week, but we got into lockdown because we got the first cases for the Delta variant. And yeah, so I feel like it's the first time that I'm experiencing lockdown as everybody else experienced it. And it's the first time we're going out of the apartment in the 4 days that we've been in lockdown, so we'll see. Are you ready? Let's go. What's this area called? Or Silver Square?
Civic.
Sorry?
Civic
Square.
Yeah.
And you have the little big hand over there with the face. Do you know who that person is?
No.
The face.
Okay.
That's funny. Everything closed. Everything empty. It's a good time to sit, like, be able to just stand and read the menus for future visits when we're not in lockdown.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. It looks nice to sit as well.
Yeah, it's always packed.
Not now. Alleyway, alleyway. Walk down the alleyway. So I've been looking through the apartment window and it's definitely less busy, but you can still see people outside. I think Kiwis are very into exercising and being fit, so if there's a country that wouldn't give up that, would be New Zealand. Like, other countries would go out to party and socialize because that's what they want or need or they're used to. Kiwis wouldn't necessarily do that, but they would definitely keep going out to exercise and walk and just stay healthy, and I think that's pretty cool. And here in New Zealand we would usually touch these things, but I would either try to touch it with like the phone corner or something, but since there's not really many cars anyway, we just wait that it's free. Try not to touch the buttons. Well, hello.
Oh.
Hello you guys, we're back. We just had a quick shower and tidying up and change of clothes. There was way more people than I expected. If you didn't know, in New Zealand, I don't know, everywhere else, it is allowed to go out and exercise. It's Sunday and... No, is it Sunday? Wait, let me check. It is Saturday. Wellington Harbour is one of the only places to walk that it's not like a bigger hike inside of the city. So like if you were gonna go for a quick walk, you would go to that place. That's like the area to walk basically. So that's another reason why there was a lot of people. It's quite interesting because I was talking to my parents the other day, and we already knew that in New Zealand COVID wasn't that bad compared to everywhere else in the world. New Zealand is probably one of the best countries in the world in that matter. But when I was talking to my parents, I just searched up the statistics, and in New Zealand it only had 3,054 cases so far total, and 26 deaths. And obviously every single person going through it and every single case where somebody died, it's bad. But if you compare it to any other country, like the numbers for every single one are in the millions or at least thousands. So put it into perspective how we are so lucky to be in a place like this. My mom was saying like how there's so many deaths and cases in general in Mexico, and they have been fortunate enough to not have been contaminated and had the virus. So she felt really safe, even though she knew that the Delta variant came to New Zealand. She knew I was gonna be fine. Obviously, we have to be careful anyways. We don't know what's gonna happen, but yeah. So we're very, really fortunate. That's what I'm trying to say. I also wanted to explain a little bit because I haven't been in YouTube. If you have a look at my uploads, it has been more than a year that I haven't uploaded anything. And believe me, I've been intending to come back a few times, but it's just been very complicated, difficult. There's many reasons for it, and I've been intending to make a video on, you know, the reasons why I didn't upload and just updating my life in general. But I think I just had to go through a few things the past year, and I know because I've seen other friends posting on social media about it, of how COVID and other situations in life affected them in different areas, especially mental health. For me, I had a big identity crisis. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was already having the, YouTube and blog ideas, and I still have, and I'm still pursuing ideas that I had back in the day when I started my first video. But there was many things that I had to learn and many things that I had to sort out in terms of what type of content I wanted to make, because I had to decide what I wanted my career and there for my life to be. So it's funny because nowadays it's very easy for YouTubers to choose something and just try to pursue something that they know it's going to be popular, or that it's what other YouTubers on that field or similar fields are doing. But for me, for my personality and my way I want to live my life, I really wanted my content to be congruent with my career, my lifestyle, my values, and everything. So it didn't make sense for me to make content that wasn't fully aligned and wasn't fully, I guess, unique to me. Just wanted to figure out my own, I guess, place in life before I started spreading things on a platform like YouTube. Again, because it's been such a long time, there's many things that you guys probably don't know that I've been working on or doing. I think the main thing at the moment that I started learning was sewing, and I got really into crafts and arts again. I started doing craft markets, and I kept going with my blog even though I couldn't, record videos, edit videos, because it was such a more in-depth process. A lot of work goes more into recording videos, and then once you record a video, you edit it and you put it out there, you can't change it. And I love about the blog that I can post something with basic information and then come back to it, update it. That was just such a easier way for me personally. Also being kind of like an introvert and having a bit of stage fright and a bit of trouble with cameras sometimes, it was easier for me to express what I wanted to say more clearly and put it out there in a more straightforward way on a blog. That being said, if you would like to see what I've been doing, what I've been up to, that's where I've been uploading. I haven't stopped blogging, so everything that has happened the past year, everything is my blog, and I'm gonna leave the link, and I'm gonna leave it here on screen as well. That's definitely the place you want to go to follow up my projects and information that you might be interested in living in New Zealand, traveling in New Zealand, also my trip in Southeast Asia, things like cultural shock or differences between Mexican culture and New Zealand, Kiwi culture, and others. I write about those type of things, so that's the type of content that you would find on my blog. A little bit of my overall life update situation. For most of the pandemic until a month ago-ish, we moved finally to Wellington CBD, and before we were living in Upper Hutt with Jono's parents because of the COVID situation. And if you didn't know, I have a bachelor's degree in tourism, so you would understand why it was very difficult for me personally to keep working, keep doing things, and keep active during the pandemic. Even worse, I had a bit of an identity crisis and career crisis, so I wasn't sure if I wanted to stay and identify myself with tourism. Not so much tourism, but like hospitality, because 90+% of the jobs that you can find as a tourism graduate, if you don't, get involved and look for a specific sector, it's going to be hospitality. And I 100% do not identify with the values and don't want to live my life in that area, in that sector of tourism. Nothing wrong with it, but it's underpaid and underappreciated, not even by customers, because customers are going to be customers in whatever industry you are, but from superiors, and that's something that I could not deal with, and especially in a field that I wasn't passionate about. Now I've been past that issue a little bit. I found a job as a host slash tour guide in the National Museum of New Zealand, and I'm really proud about that because the reason why I studied tourism was because I love culture and folklore, so that's the area of tourism that I'm really passionate about and care about, and I'm just so lucky that I was able to find this job. I also found another job at a company that organizes events where we teach people how to paint while they have a sip of wine. So it's kind of like a fun evening activity. I mentioned already, I'm into craft markets now. I'm selling a few of my crafts. Even though I still don't have like a set product that I'm marketing or brand for my crafts, I decided it was important to put myself out there and see what goes well, what doesn't go well, and just go from there. If you want to have a look at that, I'm gonna leave you my craft social media down below and here in the screen. Something that I've been making during the pandemic is one of these. You saw it throughout the video. We were wearing this and it's mandatory in New Zealand at alert level 4. I've been resisting making face masks for some reason. We never really left the house and I wasn't in jobs that I needed to wear a mask. I wasn't with customers or guests. Jono's mom told me a few times to make them, but I never got around to it. And now with the Delta variant, and now that I have a job that involves being with more people, and we're living in the city, of course, I decided to finally make these masks. I feel so sad that I don't have enough fabric, and I actually would prefer to have a black elastic, but I didn't have here at the moment, so I just did a bit of a sample, and I'm gonna start offering these masks to sell New Zealand wide. If you're interested, I'm gonna link the Facebook because I'm selling it on Facebook Market for now, and I'm gonna be uploading it to my website at some point. But once the lockdown is finished here in Wellington, at least, I'm gonna go and buy some more fabric so I can do a bunch of these. And I'm really interested on doing a bunch of other small type of everyday wear things that go along with the same, I guess, pattern. What I mean by that is, for example, if you have this mask and then you would have the scrunchie as well, and this might not count because then you can't see it, but I've been making menstrual cloth pads for a while. This is, I think, very similar, so it could be kind of the same pack. And I'm just gonna show you the other patterns that I have. Why not? Alright guys, if you like this video, please like and subscribe and all of that jazz. As you know, if you would like to support me, I'll have all of the links down below from my craft store / Instagram and social media to my blog. It would be really nice if you guys would pop around and have a look, because I've been working on it for so long and I don't really share it that much. So if you would like to support my work and projects, have a look and see the links down below. And yep, that's all that I wanted to say. I hope you have a great day, rest of your day, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you for watching.